Many Fort Vancouver high school students were taught by substitute staff today after about half of the school's teachers walked out, with others calling in sick.
This comes as the Vancouver Police Department investigates a social media page that posted fake images of staff members. Fox 12's Leslie Dominique joins us live from Fort Vancouver High School tonight with more. Leslie.
Well, Pete Riel, the walkout comes amid safety concerns after an anonymous Instagram page posted offensive AI-generated images of staff members. Now, parents tell me that whoever is behind the post should be held accountable. It wasn't long after the first bell Wednesday morning when Fort Vancouver High parent Sabrina Taylor got a text from her daughter
saying, "So we're not even doing anything today. We're sitting in the lunchroom because all the teachers left today."
About half of the teachers walked out of a morning staff meeting, while several others called in sick. Teachers say it stems from what they see as a lack of response from school and district officials, as an anonymous social media account posting offensive material involving staff has come to light. Tuesday night, school executive director Jim Gray emailed families about the post. The Instagram page under the handle Fort Vancouver Teacher, which has since been removed, shared AI-generated images altering staff members, including one reportedly depicting a staff member with Jeffrey Epstein. The page also referenced possible violence at a school assembly, but Vancouver police say they found no credible threat.
You have to take things seriously, because as soon as you don't take something seriously, that's when something's going to happen.
Wednesday, the district brought in substitute teachers and additional staff. Some classes were combined into larger spaces like the auditorium, and out of an abundance of caution, the district says school resource officers, VPS safety staff, and Vancouver police were on campus.
They were allowing students to sign themselves out and go home if they didn't feel safe. Why is school not canceled if these teachers are planning on not coming in?
The Vancouver Education Association says they did not authorize or coordinate the walkout, but in a release, the union showed its support for staff members. A statement shared on behalf of the educators of Fort Vancouver High School said in part, quote, "We did not make this decision lightly. Our goal is to provide a structured and safe learning environment. We cannot continue to normalize intimidation, harassment, or threats of violence against students, staff, or anyone else in our community."
It's really hard to be a teacher, especially in high school. I think that if the teachers felt unsafe, I didn't want them here. If I didn't feel safe going to work, I wouldn't have gone to work either.
Now, the Vancouver Police Department says they have not yet identified the user behind the page, and they say that there is no threat that's been established. The school has postponed an honor roll assembly that was scheduled for this week as law enforcement continues their review. For now, reporting in Vancouver, Leslie Dominique, Fox 12 Oregon.